We're also keeping our eyes on planned demonstrations across the country, all in support of anti-pipeline protesters in British Columbia. 14 people were arrested at the protest site late yesterday, and others there today are vowing to stay. Now, the RCMP did move in on the protest to enforce a court injunction that was issued by the BC Supreme Court. Hereditary chiefs of the Wet'suwet'en First Nation are opposing a gas pipeline project that goes through their territory. The protesters are calling for demonstrations in support of their position across Canada today. Well, one of the planned demonstrations about the protest is in Toronto. With that, let's go to the CBC Stephanie Scandaris. She's at Nathan Phillips Square, that is just outside Toronto City Hall. So, Stephanie, what's going on there right now?
Well, Michael, Wet'suwet'en First Nation called for a day of action, and people across the country have taken up that call. This protest here in Toronto in Nathan Phillips Square, it is just getting underway, but I can tell you this was not nearly this full just moments ago. A lot of people have come in just in the last few minutes, and things have just really gotten started. It began with a moment of silence. I believe a prayer is going to happen right now. What the people who organize this protest want is to raise awareness and to show support for the Wet'suwet'en First Nation. You can see some of the signs that people are holding. Water is sacred and the time is now. Now, before this protest got underway, I had a chance to speak with one of the organizers. Her name is Eve Saint. She is a Wet'suwet'en member. She actually knows some of the people who were arrested last night, and she says this is a really difficult time. Here is more of what she told me.
I would like mainstream Canada to understand this isn't reconciliation. This is a part of history that is still present, that still Indigenous people face. It's something that's not in the past. It's happening, and it still continues to happen.
Now, Eve Saint also said it's important for people in cities across the country to really know what's going on, to get involved. And I can tell you, Michael, that will happen in so many cities right across Canada. Just some of the rallies planned are happening in Calgary, Hamilton, Montreal, Ottawa, Regina, Vancouver, Whitehorse, Winnipeg, so many more. Here in Toronto, what's happening is what's being called an Indigenous youth-led rally and round dance. And what will happen later this afternoon is they will march from Nathan Phillips Square down to Dundas Square. So we watching that happen throughout the afternoon, Michael.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you for that. Stephanie Scandaris in Toronto.